These cinnamon rolls are super soft, light and airy, and they have that wonderful aroma of cinnamon slathered on top with that classic cream cheese frosting. And these homemade cinnamon rolls are amazing. The recipe is so simple and easy, and it doesn't require any hard to find ingredient or a longer kneading time. And another good thing about this recipe is that we don't need to wait for that double proofing, and so we can save a lot of our time. And this quick cinnamon roll recipe will help you make squishy soft cinnamon rolls in less than 2 hours. And in this video we'll see how easy it is to make them in 4 simple steps. So let's see what are the ingredients that we need to make the bread dough. We'll need some flour, some milk, egg and butter to enrich the dough, some salt and sugar to enhance the flavor, and some yeast as a leavening agent. And for the filling, we'll need some sugar, some softened butter and cinnamon powder. So as the first step, let's start by preparing our dough. It's so easy to make this cinnamon roll bread dough. Into a bowl, we need to add all of these ingredients and mix everything together. So let's start by adding milk, which is not too cold nor too hot, just slightly warm. Then adding 1 egg at room temperature. And then add in the sugar and salt. And then some butter. Here I've used very soft butter so that it will be easy for us to blend everything together. And add the yeast and give it a good stir to mix everything together. And then add the flour into this. Just combine everything together using a wooden spoon to form a shaggy mass of dough. And now let's transfer this onto a clean work surface. A good thing about this cinnamon roll recipe is that we don't need to knead the dough for a long time. Just knead the dough until everything is well combined and we get a soft and smooth dough. And it may take around 4 to 5 minutes. And if you are using a stand mixer, then it will be more easy for you. Or if you are kneading the dough by hand, you may find the dough to be a little sticky in the beginning. And at this stage, we may get tempted to add more flour into this, but don't do that. Just continue to knead for 2 to 3 minutes and you will see the dough will absorb all of those moisture and the texture of our dough changes and it will not stick to your hands. So just knead the dough until you get a very soft and hydrated dough which will not stick to your hands but still tacky to the touch. And what I'm going to do now is to flatten the top of the dough a bit and then let that dough sit and rest for 5 minutes. This is not for proofing the dough, but this is to give some time for the tensive dough to relax a bit, and this will reduce the tendency of the dough to rebound back while we roll the dough. And in the meantime, let's prepare our cinnamon sugar for the filling. In a bowl, let's mix together the sugar and cinnamon powder and keep it aside. So it's been 5 minutes and our dough is ready for the second step, that is to divide and shape the dough. For that we need to roll the dough into a rectangle. So just take that flat dough and place it on a lightly floured work surface and then sprinkle with some more flour on the top of the dough to prevent any chance of dough sticking to the rolling pin, and roll the dough into a rectangle. Here I've rolled into a rectangle which is approximately 17 to 18 inches in length and 14 to 15 inches in breadth and 1/4 of an inch thickness. And then apply the softened butter on the top of the sheet and then sprinkle with the cinnamon sugar that we prepared. And make sure the sugar is evenly distributed. We can use our hands or a spatula to spread it evenly. And now roll the dough into the shape of a cylinder. As my baking dish is not non-sticky, I've already greased my pan with some butter. And now it's time to divide our dough into equal pieces. Here I've divided them into 12 equal pieces. To divide them equally, just make a marking in the middle of the cylinder and then again make a marking in the middle of one portion and then divide each portion into 3 equal parts. We don't need to stress over this step to divide them exactly the same size, but closer they are in similar size, the more even they will rise and bake. And we can use a sharp serrated knife to cut them into pieces, or we can also cut them smoothly without any smudging using a string. And place the rolls into a greased baking dish or a baking tray lined with a parchment paper. Now our rolls are ready for the third step, that is to proof the rolls. So cover the pan with a plastic film and let them sit and rise in a warm environment for 60 minutes. And now after 1 hour, our rolls are risen well and they are all ready to go into the oven. So bake at 350 Fahrenheit preheated oven for 18 to 20 minutes. And after baking, you will get those cinnamon rolls which are golden brown on top with that sticky caramelized sugar in the bottom and with that comforting aroma of cinnamon blended into the rolls as beautiful swirls. We can also make them in a rimmed baking tray or on a baking sheet. As the tray is bigger, it will yield a slightly wider rolls with more browning around the edges, but still very soft and taste delicious. And cinnamon rolls are not the same without this cream cheese frosting. And there's no other way to top cinnamon rolls other than with that homemade cream cheese frosting. It's so easy to make this frosting. Let me show you how I made this. Add into a bowl the softened butter and the softened cream cheese. And then add the vanilla sugar or the vanilla extract and a pinch of salt and thoroughly beat until they become a light and pale yellow in color, and then add the powdered sugar little by little and beat until they are silky smooth. And you can see our cream cheese frosting is irresistibly creamy, light and delicious. And add the frosting onto the rolls while they are still warm. Frosting the cinnamon rolls while they are warm causes the icing to melt into the cracks of the rolls, making every bite full of gooey frosted deliciousness. I just want to show you how soft and airy our rolls are. I love the texture of these rolls. They are squishy soft, airy and fluffy and not overly sweet. I love how easy it is to make the dough. We don't need much kneading time, and the most special thing I love about this recipe is that we don't need to wait for that double proofing. It's so good that one day morning if you plan to make some cinnamon rolls, it's ready in less than 2 hours. And these homemade cinnamon rolls are the best cinnamon rolls I've ever had. I hope you will make this at home, and I'm pretty sure you will love it. Hope you found this recipe easy and helpful, and if you like this video, please give your valuable thumbs up and don't forget to save this recipe for the coming holidays. And also, sharing is caring, so please share this quick and easy cinnamon roll recipe with your lovely friends and family. And thank you so much for your love and support, and thanks for watching this video, and see you next time.